Okay, so we've learned a lot about conditional formatting. The top bottom rules, the highlight cells, the data bars, color scales, and icon sets. Very useful. But sometimes you want to put formats in cells that don't really fall under these categories. So here's an example. So in the file Batters 2014, we've got data from Fangraphs on how hitters did. So suppose every hitter hit over 20 home runs, I want to highlight all their data. So Mike Trout hit 36 home runs, highlight his data. Andrew McCutcheon, 25 home runs, highlight his data. Ben Zobrist, 10 home runs, don't highlight his data. So highlight all data for hitters who hit greater than or equal to 20 home runs. Okay, now to do this, we need to know something about what's called, if we go home, conditional formatting, new rule, the formula option. Okay, but before we understand that, we have to understand logical formulas. So like Mike Trout hit 20 home runs. So for example, if I would type the formula equals E2 greater than or equal to 20, I will get a true. And if I would copy that down, I could double click the left mouse. Here's a false because Alex Gordon did not hit at least 20 home runs. Okay, so every row where there's a true here, I want to be able to highlight the entire row. And that's what the formula option does. So conditional formatting, again, if you go conditional formatting, use a formula, new rule, use a formula. Okay, you start typing a formula. Based on the upper left-hand corner of the range you select, that formula copies down and across. And whenever that formula returns a true, then the format you select will be placed into the cell. Okay, so the key is going to be the dollar signs. Again, you know in poker they say know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Again, in Excel, it's know when the dollar sign, know when not to. Okay, so I'm going to start here with Mike Trout. Select Control-Shift right arrow, just over to here. Control-Shift down arrow. Okay, and I'm going to go home, conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula. Okay, now the dollar signs are the key. So I'm going to type equals. Okay, and basically I want to check home runs. So I'm going to say, guess we've lost that there. Oops, sorry. Conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula, equals, scroll up. Okay, so we're going to hit the home runs. So E2, okay, if that's greater than or equal to 20. But I've got a dollar sign, the E, and not the 2. I'm using F4, I can do that. See, F4 cycles through dollar sign. Okay, because I always want to look in column E, and it's going to copy down and across. So I want the 2 to change as I move down that range. But as I move across, I don't want the E to change. So now it should check in every cell is what's in column E of that row greater than or equal to 20. And if it is, let's say yellow. Okay, so everybody hit at least 20 home runs, their data is highlighted. And if you know anything about Excel, you can sort on color. Let's just call this column logical. So what I could do is I could go data sort, column that has headers, and it doesn't matter which row, but let's say the home run, and I can say sort on cell color, put yellow on top. And that's pretty cool. So everybody at 20 home runs is on top, and everybody who didn't goes down there. Okay, let's do something trickier. The 20-20-20 call. Okay, so let me insert a few blank rows. Okay, so let's highlight the data for each hitter who hit greater than or equal to 20 home runs, doubles, And we'll do the 2020, let's call it the 2020 10 club. So we have some more people. And 10 stolen bases. So we have multiple criteria here we're filtering on, and we want to highlight based on that. Okay. So what I can do is I can have the criteria be variable. So I could put home runs, let's say 20. Let's say doubles, let's say 20. And let's say stolen bases, which we've had at least 10. Okay. So now what I can do is I can do an and statement. So in other words, Mike Trout, I think, would meet this criteria. So I'd say and. So in other words, well, we don't have doubles here, I'm sorry. Okay. So we just say home runs greater than or equal to 20, and we'll have greater than or equal to 10 stolen bases and hit at least 300. So I'll call this compound format. Okay, so batting average at least 0.3. Stolen bases at least 10. Okay, so like you can do an and statement. You could also do ors and not. So I'd say and. If this is greater than or equal to 20, and what stolen bases is greater than or equal to 10, and batting average is at least 0.3. So that's all. So see, we've got E5 greater than or equal to 20, H5 greater than or equal to 10, and not K5. Sorry, batting average is M5. Well, Mike Trout didn't actually do that. He didn't hit 300. So there aren't going to be many people here who did this, I don't think. Okay, there's a couple here. Actually, Michael Brantley. And that's about it. So I should make this a little bit easier so I could have more people. They hit at least 280. So we've got E5 is at least 20, we've got H5 is at least 10, and M5 is at least 280. Sorry. Okay. So we should point to those cells there. See, I made a mistake there. I can't vary the criteria. So I'm actually okay with that because that's a common mistake. I should say home runs greater or equal to this cell, but I've got a dollar sign. And I'll say stolen bases greater or equal to this cell, and I've got a dollar sign that. And I'm going to have to dollar sign the E and the H here, and what is it, the M here. But the key is I have to dollar sign my criteria. So I think Mike Trout would fill the bill there, and I hope there's a couple more. Okay, there's a couple there, so that works. And now the nice thing is this criteria is variable. Okay, so now I can select this range, and I can do conditional formatting. Home tab, conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula. Okay, so I start typing equals with an and sign, and there's got to be 3 things that are true for me to highlight a guy's statistics. It's all statistics. I highlight the whole range that I wanted formatted, which is all the information on the players. So if the home runs, and you need to make that at E, are greater or equal to 20, and you refer to that cell, and the stolen bases, you need the dollar sign, not the 5, but the H, are greater or equal to this. And the batting average, which is here, so I got a dollar sign, the M, is greater or equal to that. Let's check that I've got that right. Filled. Okay, so I'm comparing E2, F2, and G2 are going to be my criteria and their dollar sign. And then columns E, F, and M, I don't $sign the row, but I $sign the column. And there we go. So all those people who basically met the screen of 20 home runs, 10 stolen bases, and a 280 average are right there. Now, if I said, suppose I said a 30 home runs, 5 stolen bases, and hit 250. Okay, I'm going to get a different set of players there. Okay, so I get Jose Bautista, who only hit, the 250 doesn't seem to matter too much there. Okay, that didn't really, but the 5 stolen bases gave me Jose Bautista, but if I go to 10 stolen bases, Jose Bautista doesn't meet the screen there. Okay, so I think this formatting is very useful to sort of give you some visual cues when you're looking at sports data that may involve hundreds of NBA players or Major League Baseball players. Okay, so in the next video we'll learn some great functions for doing some important calculations involving conditional counts, conditional sum, conditional counts, and then we'll do conditional sums and then conditional average.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and there's a free course, a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, and all of these videos are coming from one of 3 books. So first, this one, which you can see here at the top of the screen, Microsoft's book, which has 355 reviews, and then it's, let's see, 4.6 stars. It's coming from this book as well, his marketing analytics book, which is down here, and you can sort of see 4.5, or his newest book, his analytics stories book, which is here. And with that one, you can see it's 4 point something, or maybe even 5. I don't think it's 5. Yeah, 4.8. And so, yeah, anyways, in the description, there's a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, or you can go to excelwithwayne.com/free, and it'll be there. But again, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just please let us know. Thanks.